So tell me about the choice for Best Collection. What are the particular qualities that made it stand out above the others?
Kai Miller's book is really interesting in that I think a lot of poetry alludes to the fact that there are different versions of reality, particularly different ways of mapping or understanding places, for example, or language. But Kai does an amazing thing in his book where he actually animates those different realities as well as referring to them. It's an incredibly rich, varied book in terms of its form, the things it talks about, its ambition, its scope, and it's just a really exciting book that works as a map appropriately enough, I think, to the things it writes about.
And it's a character-driven book.
That's right, and it's unmistakable. It kind of leaps off the page at you. It's interesting that I think both the books that we've picked for the Best Collection and for the Best First Collection are very unmistakable voices, and they're also voices that you can imagine off the page, even if you're not hearing the poet read them. It's almost like having your own kind of poetry performance as you read the book, so that they work as well in sound terms and off the page as they do on the page too.
So tell me about Best First Collection.
The Best First Collection, Liz Berry's Black Country, is a really striking and dramatic approach to writing about landscape and also writing in dialect, the dialect of the Black Country, which isn't something that I think is that well represented in contemporary poetry. But her concerns are also much more universal than that, and it's an interesting book, I think, in terms of gender and the roles that female narrators and characters have in her work. And again, it's a book of unmistakable voices, interesting narratives that really make you want to read on. And again, it just leaps off the page, I think. And it's great. We're so used to seeing dialect poems maybe in Scots or things like that, and to have somebody writing in Black Country dialect is really, really interesting, I think.
And there's a performative aspect that links both winners.
There is, yeah. They're both great performers, and as I was saying, I think the poems almost perform themselves as you read them. They really do come to life off the page, and I think it's interesting that we were reflecting in the judging meeting, and I was saying that they were both books that I was very excited by, but also they left me feeling good, which doesn't mean to say that they only write about cheerful subject matter or they don't engage with difficult issues, because that's manifestly not the case, and they're both very ambitious in the scope of the things that they write about. But there were books that made me feel excited about life and about writing, and that actually made me want to write poetry as well as read it, which is a rare and great feeling, I think.
And was there consensus among the judges?
There was a lot of consensus, and the interesting thing was that it seemed to me that we were liking the same books, but often for different reasons, which I think is a really great testament to how strong, how varied and how rich those collections are, that different people could draw so much from them and admire different aspects of, and that's the mark of an accomplished writer, when you can admire so many different things in their craft as well.